the massive citadel spider, and escape the collapsing mines as the underground quarry began to cave in on itself. After recovering a bit in the now quiet town outside the mine shaft, you guys start moving on your way back towards the city. Um, that I keep forgetting the fucking name of.
That's okay. Don't worry.
Is it on the world anvil?
No, I haven't. Anyway, not really super essential right now, but you guys are heading that direction, basically following the now dormant um, remains of the once active hover rail, and you guys have decided to stop in order to um, in order for one of the wizard, one of the mages in the group.
Tybalt.
Yes. Oh. And after after spending about 2 hours fabricating and building um, about four four wagons and the extra wheels for them, he proceeds to use a bunch of use a collection of scrolls that he has in a very deep, as you've noticed, briefcase. Like it's got a little bit of a Mary Poppins feel to the vibe. He sticks his arm farther inside of it than you know would normally seem realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Indoril, that's it. That's the name of the town. Um, and with those scrolls, he summons a cadre of spectral horses. And soon you guys are back on the road.
On the road again.
Yeah. Every now and then you guys have to stop on your travels to clear either fallen, pretty much overgrown um, paths and stuff and such, and you realize that like this isn't it works as like a dirt road, but this isn't actually a dirt road. Beatrice, I believe you have the highest survival.
Um, I have a +7 to survival.
Yeah. Does anybody have close to that or higher in like either survival or nature?
Let me see.
Nope.
I think I do.
I have a +6 in nature.
Okay.
Hold on. Sorry, for some reason my character sheet's taking a while to load.
You're fine.
Give me one moment.
It makes sense. I was a farm boy.
All right.
I
have a +9 to survival.
You have a +11 to nature.
And 11 to nature, yeah.
Yeah, so Sammy, Beatrice, and Cliff. It after a while, it kind of dawns on you, Sammy. It dawns on you first but like this just looks like a dirt road when really it's like a deer trail that is wide enough for a full size fucking wagon.
So it
So
was made by something big that dragged itself.
very
through
big.
there. Yeah.
Yup.
Something big came through here. Like really big.
It goes through there frequently.
Like it comes and goes here a lot.
Well, we might want to not be here then.
Can't be bigger than that spider.
Beatrice, Beatrice just has her gun at the ready. She's just kind of, she has it out. It's unholstered. She's got it in hand, and she is ready to. She's ready to lay something out if it comes down to it.
Maybe we should find a safer way around?
Well, how big is the thing that you're talking about?
I doubt I could tell from just the tracks.
Sure.
Can I?
Yeah.
Do I need...
I mean, it's about 25, maybe 30 feet tall. It's also very heavy, judging by how deep some of the ruts in the ground are.
Judging from the ruts in the ground and some of those branches up there that are broken, 25, 30 feet?
Hmm.
As I said, no bigger than that spider.
Still not the largest thing that I have ever taken a shot at.
I'd rather just avoid it. Even if it's not as big as the spider, no need to tempt fate with what other horrors it could be other than size.
Cliff's just looking at the trees, be like, could we hide under tree cover? No, it's breaking trees.
Oh, come on. How bad can it possibly be?
Are you just gonna be the flag bearer this time around? Is that all you're gonna do?
Fucking, are you just here to tempt fate?
Huh?
Ravel the flag bearer.
Ravel's death flagging the party.
Look, she's not scared.
Next thing, Ravel's gonna start talking about how close they are to retirement.
Oh no!
You know, like
Straight out of the academy and only 2 days until retirement.
yeah, exactly.
I can't wait to see my wife and children.
When were you
Just
ever
stacking
married?
all of it. Well, let's see.
Alrighty.
Why? Yeah, when were you ever married?
I ain't married.
Huh?
Same
That's
day they
what-
got divorced. And got pregnant and had their children. And graduated from the academy and declared their retirement. It's all happening all at once. All the death flags all at once.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Some chronergy wizard really wanted you to get hit. All life happenstances at once.
I also knock on every door and go, is anyone there?
Truly that moment, isn't it?
Well, how close are we to town?
You guys are about
Anywho.
4 days. You guys are about a 4-day walk.
Okay.
Question.
But with the yeah, what's up?
Just because it would be what Sammy does, can they chart a path possibly to avoid whatever made that trail?
I mean, you don't really know anything about it except roughly how big it is, so it wouldn't really be possible to, like, you know, alter your course to account for, its behavior.
And
Fair
if
enough.
we get off the path, then we're gonna end up having to deal with delays from rough terrain because not everyone can move through it without without trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Fair
gonna
enough.
take 2 days. It's gonna take 2 days by wagon because the phantom steeds move pretty fast,
Hmm.
Fair
and
enough.
or 4 days by foot. The only one that actually has to make any real effort to keep up, and that's just because she's I mean, I guess Beatrice can get in the back of a wagon.
Okay? Why am I the one who has trouble?
No, I'm saying like, well, because okay, so the Phantom Steeds move. They have 100-foot move speed, so they have a travel speed of
Ah,
um
okay.
they
No,
have a travel speed of
I
13 miles an
understand
hour.
now.
So
Yeah, I
yeah, so
understand now.
unless you get into yeah, you'd have to make checks. Um, but I mean, the second day goes pretty smoothly, all things considered.
I could hold onto the side of a wagon and then hold Miss Beatrice up so that way she doesn't have to run.
Yeah, and flip the wagon over. You got like 4,000 pounds hanging off the side of the wagon. It's definitely gonna flip.
4,000. I'm only 1,880.
I'm also heavy.
That's a lot of pounds.
Yeah, but yeah, yeah, that's what I was
I
saying. Is
mean,
that like with
I am
Cliff
not
and
heavy.
Beatrice,
Yeah, I'm
with Cliff
2,300.
and Beatrice hanging off the side of a wagon, that sucker's
Oh
flipping.
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know, make sure not flip, but then, it could collapse from the top.
Such is the way.
You guys, as you guys are traveling, luckily the path is wide enough that even as the sun starts to set and the shadows get longer and it gets harder to see, um, whatever made this trail was tall enough to knock most of the branches out of the trees and sort of like create like uh, uh you know when you look at those pictures and it's like autumn and there's like archways of fucking trees,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And it's like some idyllic uh upstate New York sort of vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, right? Except with pine
Oh,
trees.
I
So
see.
it's pretty. It's also very tall, and you don't really have like it's pretty much low light the entire time you guys are traveling, and eventually the trail opens up even more as you guys exit out the far end of the forest. Um, oh, entering like a sort of um, God, I am just sucking it with the friggin' terminology here.
Okay, take your time.
It's like a mesa almost, pretty rocky, sparse with trees. The tree, like as you guys reach the edge of the forest kind of like just peters out. right? And like the trees get thinner, they get more sparse as nutrients get more scarce. And as you guys actually exit, you guys reach it's a large canyon that stretches off into the distance, and you can see um, for miles and miles as you stand on the top of this canyon. And in fact, you can see the Uzan Lake, like you can see like the lake that is part of like that like touches your guys' destination.
Well, we found water.
It's finding water is a good sign, I believe.
Yeah, it's too bad it's uh, like I'd say probably 30 or 40 miles away.
We'll get there eventually.
Or no, sorry, I'm doing math in my head. About 120 miles away. And the 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 company members, the the workers and stuff that are with you guys, they all I mean they decide that it's sort of in the edge of the forest is probably the safest place to settle down for the night. Um, and Tybalt approaches he approaches Cliff and he says, "Are you fellas gonna be uh, moving ahead, going on ahead without us, or will you be sticking around for the night?"
Well, I was probably gonna make sure y'all get to where you're supposed to go safely, but if you want us
I
to
will
scout ahead,
I will also be remaining with the people. There are too many people who are still injured and who are not able to defend themselves should there be an attack in the night. So I shall be remaining here.
Well, all right then. The lady with the axe, she's been asleep for a bit. She okay?
Uh, he's alive?
An easily exhausted creature, I suppose.
Hmm.
Cliff just shrugs.
Oh, oh well. All right. Well, we'll make sure she don't freeze. Wow, that's quite a sight.
Tell me about it.
Cliff's gonna look over. Don't worry what he's talking about.
You know, this all is only we barely even scratched the surface of what this place has to offer. You know, it's it's pretty impressive what this continent has in store.
Wouldn't mind living
I,
it
for
in.
one, what's that?
Wouldn't mind leaving it untouched.
Well,
Ah,
my thing is if the things in this place are getting so big, there obviously must be an abundance of food.
well, when everything's big, you know, the food critters kind of when the food critters are so large, it all kind of scales together.
Yeah, big big critters possibly mean bigger farms.
It's entirely possible, but not really my legend. Uh, I think uh, I think Azrin has the wagon circled, and Gortusk's busy making the food, whatever the remains that we could salvage.
I can go look for food if people need any.
Oh no, finding things to cook ain't the problem. It's the spices and things like that. That
Oh,
that's that's what becomes difficult. I need ginger from my gut. When you get my age, gut health's important.
Cliff nods and kind of just slaps his belly.
Exactly.
I'll keep an eye out.
And that.
I don't even know what that
Um,
looks like.
what's up?
I don't even know what that looks like.
What looks
Ginger.
what looks like? Oh, ginger. It's a root.
Yeah.
So it kind of looks like a knobbly carrot,
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
but it's yellow instead of orange. Anywho, the from the angle you guys are at, it's pretty impressive actually, because as the sun sets, it sets like, oh, hold on a sec. It sets off in the distance, basically across the lake.
Oh, so beautiful. He's gonna sit down and wait for it to, sunset.
So I'm doing a short illustration.
Mm. I posted a thing for you in general chat, by the way, Rebel.
Huh?
In the general chat, I posted a picture of what ginger root looks like.
Oh,
All right. This is quick and dirty, but
My mod's being silly. Also, weapon, I don't know how well the roping somebody on one side of the wagon while I'm on the other side would work. It would probably still tip over very easily. If not, make the wagon sink right into the mud.
it's a light sketch, but that's kind of like the view you guys have. Is like the canyon sort of like stretches off into the horizon, and then on the far side of your view, you can see the lake and like now that it's darker out, you can see like tiny, like a little haze of light as the city that you guys are headed towards comes to life.
Is that supposed to be a river?
Yeah, kinda.
Oh, so that means there's a waterfall.
Or a cave.
For those at home.
Aw. I want a waterfall.
Well, I, for one, look forward to our waterfall overlords.
Lords of the Fallen.
Sharp rocks at the bottom. Most likely. Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Indeed. Indeed,
Um,
indeed.
So, as you guys get ready for the night, what do y'all decide to do? What you guys kind of got a little bit of downtime
Um,
before dinner is ready.
Beatrice is going to check her ammo, and she is going to kind of scout out the perimeter of the camp along the outsides of the along the outsides uh, of the
Like the wagon
wagon
train.
circle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cliff's gotta
Alrighty.
be seeing if he can collect any local herbs and spices.
Sure. Go ahead and make me a survival check.
Oh, hell, I was hoping it was nature. Go, survival check, go. Oh! Nat 20!
Let's go!
There we
Nice.
go.
Alrighty.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, you managed to find plenty of wild onions. Uh, enough alchemical herbs to make several healing potions if you have the time and the proficiency.
I'm gonna leave that to the wizard.
Potion seller.
I'm gonna leave that to the people that know how to do that.
Yeah. Enough
I
alchemical materials to make 3 health potions. Wait, no. 3 plus your wisdom modifier. 6. 6 health potions.
guess I'll cook for the camp again.
Sure. Sounds good to me.
I couldn't find any ginger, but I found these and some onions.
I'm sure.
Oh. Oh, well, thanks. I appreciate that. Would you mind parting with those?
I don't know how to use any of the stuff, so I don't mind.
Excellent. And
The
he goes
onions,
ahead and
onions are about the
I'll
only
be-
thing I understand.
he
Uh,
takes the herbs and he like bags them up and then opens his briefcase and tosses the pouch of herbs into his briefcase.
I'll be right back. Small like
Ah, yes, the briefcase of holding.
Yep. It's actually way cooler than that, but
Is it like the Fantastical Beast suitcase? Just has a
Mm.
whole, a whole
even cooler.
natural thing in there.
Um, but Beatrice,
Mm.
as you're standing and sort of doing your patrol, you're approached by a dwarf. He's got he's got like a it looks like, you from where you're from, the region of the of the continent that you're from, that I am bucking up right now. Or I just don't remember. But you're where you were like a sheriff's constable or like a sheriff's deputy in Yasalis.
A marshal, yeah.
Right, a marshal. You were actually like you've actually met a lot of dwarves because the bay near where your post was stationed is actually part of a large stout folk nation.
Ah.
Um, yeah, the
Alright, I'm back.
oh goodness. I yeah, the Karabe stout folk. They have been working on like the big news out of Salanor, the capital of the nation that you've had a lot of time in dealings with, is that like they're really close to um, finding an alternative fuel source for overland travel, and Scuttlebutt is it's like a quartz a quartz battery, but that's really kind of like you know rumor sort
Gotcha.
of it's all kind of like people blab, people talk, people are just shooting the shit, and maybe it's legit, but what you do know for sure is that the Karabe Stout folk are fucking wizard engineers, some of the
Mm,
best,
indeed. Okay.
some of the best in the business,
Okay.
and they tend to wear their beards very short, as opposed to as opposed to other stout folk, like the ones that live underground in Drunzen. The Karabe stout folk actually live in canyon walls, um, around the Bay of Brillinor, and so have you ever seen Dinotopia?
I vaguely remember it, yeah.
Right. So you remember how they have the pterodactyl hangars that are like just big fucking bays in the side of a canyon wall, and they just fucking drink that shit.
Vaguely. Yeah.
Right. So it's like that. So they have like they've built like these vertical like these the reason that they have no trouble settling there is that nobody else wants to go through all the engineering um, hoopla to try and make cities and shit basically vertically along the like into and along the sides of a super steep uh, canyon wall that overlooks like an incredibly rocky and almost untraversable bay. So it's like the Gulf almost. I don't know what geographical term it would be. But
Okay.
it's basically like a canyon filled with water, very dangerous rocks sticking out of it. It's almost inhospitable by anybody other than this nation of like everybody there has a basic everybody that is a citizen of um, the um, the Wilds, the like the council of elders that manages and the tribes and fiefdoms within the culture, like every one of them is an engineer of some sort,
Okay.
and that's because, yeah. And so they wear their beards. They wear their beards short because when they're working, and they're working on like fine motorized objects and stuff, you don't want your beard getting caught in the machinery.
Hey, need a
Eh?
Eh?
Huh?
Huh?
Did I cut out again? Damn it.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
saying,
a little
hey,
bit.
need a teleporter here.
Sort of. Actually, the history books say that it was the Karabe Stout folk that actually got those mag rails operating in the first place. So he's wearing, anyway, the dwarf that comes walking up next to you, he pulls out a big fucking pipe, and you see that he's got like a thick prosthetic arm that's like it's humanoid only in the Treasure Planet.
Yeah.
Ah.
The antagonist from that, like, you know how his prosthetic wasn't like, it made no efforts to look human
Mm-hmm.
So it's
or organic. It's just straight up, it's just like straight up machinery.
Oh.
Silver. Anyway, so he's got this big bulky prosthetic, and the thumb on it flips back, and there's a little torch on it that, like, and he uses that to light his pipe. He takes a deep breath as he stands next to you, and he goes, "Those are some fine guns."
Thank you.
It's Ballad Ironworks, yeah. Who made them? Do you know?
They
Sorry, did I cut out
actually
or did you?
no. I'm wondering how she would respond to someone suddenly talking to her about her guns. She's not used to that. Um. 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 One of these is actually state issue. I was given it when I became a marshal. As for the other gun, it has a slightly more storied history with my family.
Uh,
As for where it was made, I cannot say.
do you mind if I take a look? I'm a bit of a weapons nut.
I'm afraid I cannot.
Ah, that's fine. Uh, the name's Izrin.
Nice one. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
He sticks his prosthetic hand out, and then realizes that the torch is still going, and he flicks his wrist, and the thumb snaps shut, and then he holds up his meat arm. Not a great way to.
Meat arm?
Meat.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's his non-prosthetic, his meat arm.
Meat arm.
he says, uh, "It's Eisrin Nihil."
I'm sorry, one more time. Isrin Night Hill or Nye Hill?
Nihil.
Okay.
Nihil?
Aislinn, it is a pleasure to meet you. I am Beatrice Celine Etienne.
Beatrice. What?
It is all right. You may call me Miss Etienne, or you may call me Beatrice. Either or is acceptable.
Gotcha. It's good to hear. Yeah. I didn't realize that these. I didn't realize that there'd be so many big bitches out here. I'm talking about the monsters. Sorry, no offense.
No, I understood what you meant. I must admit, I am also rather surprised at the sheer volume of some of these monsters. There's not exactly an overwhelming abundance of hunters out here to take care of them. So,
Yeah. Well, it seems like I got my work cut out. Seems like I got my work cut out for me. That Velistrazix, whatever her name is, she reached out to my clan asking about sending their craziest bastard over here, and now I can see why.
Velostrazix, that's the lady that we met on the train, right?
Yep, the Goliath.
Yeah, the one that I'm gonna shoot because she was being incredibly suspicious. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, you seem like a gal that can handle a firearm. So,
I certainly hope that I could, because it is in fact my training.
well, in that case, I I got a little something I wanted to have you take a look at. You got a moment?
Well, I suppose there doesn't appear to be any imminent threat. So,
Nah. Besides, uh, old Hotfoot over there, that guy Tybalt, he'll alarm the place. He's got the time. Can't do shit else until dinner is ready anyway.
Meanwhile, Sam's cooking like a grandma.
And he whistles and he goes, hey, big guy, over here.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming big guy is me.
Yeah. He's talking. He's calling for you, Cliff, and then you know, Ravel's free to come too. Not directly addressed, but if they so choose.
I'm
It's
just gonna.
scary whenever Ravel's character disappears.
What? When did that ever happen?
Who knows?
No, it was
Yes,
Mawinda
hello?
that keeps vanishing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but you're they're up there too.
She's asleep right now, it's fine.
I'm just gonna be sat down playing my flute a bit away from everyone, looking at the scenery.
Yes, hi. Is there anything I can assist with?
Hey, yeah. I didn't catch your name, but if you're with Miss Beatrice here, you're probably going to be needing some weaponry once we get to the town proper. Is that correct?
I wouldn't say no to it, and my name's Cliff.
Well, Cliff, I need your help as well as the help of this little lady to test out a piece of equipment that I'd been tinkering with when we got attacked.
All right.
Am I the little lady?
No.
Oh, okay.
Are you?
Somehow, some way, the actual large size character is being referred to as little. So
You know,
Yeah.
by the
It's an
dwarf,
affectation.
mind you.
It's an affectation. It's fine.
That's the biggest lady I've ever seen.
Big lady.
And being called that by a dwarf, by the way.
That's
Ma'am.
true.
it's fine.
You're probably younger than him. It's okay.
Definitely. Anyway, he 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 walks over to his wagon and he pulls out a big trunk. He opens it up and he goes, "Don't mind most of this shit. A lot of it was just wreckage I managed to salvage from the crash, but only two of these pieces actually stood a chance of surviving. And, there's this," and he pulls out. It looks like a he pulls out. It looks like
A weapon.
it looks like a hammer. Okay, like you know the the weight machines where like the plates are stacked on top of each other and it's on a pulley system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like one of those on the end of a hammer.
Oh,
And he goes, "Now, I only got one of these, so don't fuck this up." But he grabs a lever that's on the back half of the head of the hammer, cranks it, and a shutter, like a camera shutter, opens up, and there's like a sheath down the center of it, down the middle of the hammer, and he slides this it looks like a metal pylon, but the metal inside of it is liquid, and it's separated into two chambers.
hmm.
And he goes, "All right, now I like to call this here. I like to call it this here little contraption the day maker, because I don't know, it just sounded cool. Anyway, check it out." He holds up like it looks like a friggin' giant tent stake, but with it's like semi translucent and it's got two different kinds of metal inside of it. He goes, um, "Are you familiar with
Familiar with what?
You crazy cutout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
At
know,
that
because my
one.
mom decided to call me.
Uh,
It happened.
Yeah.
I think he was saying familiar with gunpowder.
Yeah. Are you familiar with smoke powder?
I am familiar. Yes.
Have you ever heard thermite?
I beg your
Thermite?
pardon?
Thermite, highly combustible metal that burns at an insanely temperature, usually used to liquefy uh, other more harder metals like steel and uh, even under sustained amounts adamantium. It's used for typically uh, mining.
I cannot say that I have really had that much to do with it personally. However, I do know that more than one or two pieces of evidence was destroyed with such material. In some cases, I
Gotcha.
had to hand
Yeah,
it back to the captain.
gotcha. So you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so this little pylon right here is an adamantium tipped. Well, my business partner back on the other continent called it a stake, but I don't know. That just doesn't feel like the right word. Anyway, you load this little sucker in here, and he like sheaths it inside the head of the hammer until just the tip of it sticks out of the other side. And he looks up at you, Cliff, and he goes, "All right, big fella, I want you. Let's find a big crack to hit."
Um, actually, I am beginning to have second thoughts about discharging a weapon in our given situation. I do not think it would be a good idea. It could attract the attention of large creatures.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. Here, for testing purposes, I've got just a solid steel stake. That'll be much quieter. Won't make an explosion.
Alright.
Mm.
And he
Please.
he takes the explosive stake out of the head of the hammer and sheathes in just like a big fucking steel rod. And he goes, all right, big fella, give her a swing."
Alright. Cliff will take it and just swing it at whatever he wants him to swing it at.
I mean, there's like big trees, there's felled trees, there's big fucking rocks.
Meanwhile, in the background, Sam's handing out the stew.
We'll
It's
hit a
onion
rock.
stew, but it's stew.
Alrighty. Make an attack roll at disadvantage.
Okay. I'll just roll a 2d20. That's an 18 and a 17.
Man. Alright. So there's a lot of heft to this thing. And you slam it head first into the side of the rock, and you find that you actually can't pull it back. The spike on the outside of it has driven into the rock, and Izran says, "All right, now next to your right hand, there's a big fucking lever. Pull that shit."
Okay.
And then you hear like and then as all those weights on the back end of the hammer slam down into the stake all at once and just drive it right into the rock and send like cracks just splitting off of it. And the stake actually shoots out the other side of the rock. and sort of clatters on the ground off in the distance a little bit.
Cliff's reaction is just eyes dilating.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I like it, but I mean, it's a bitch to reload in the middle of a fight.
Meanwhile, Beatrice is keeping her ears pricked up just in case she hears something, deciding to come and take a listen. To come check out. Oh, hey, what the fuck is making such a ruckus over here? And is it edible?
The two favorite games of monsters everywhere.
Yes.
Is there a limit? Anyway. All right. Well, that that big bastard should be able to deal some real damage if we have to deal with any big motherfuckers. But that's not what I wanted to show you, Beatrice.
Oh.
Actually, now that I think about it, I might need to make some adjustments because this, he pulls out. It's like it looks like just a stock, like just the lower assembly of a rifle, and then just the upper assembly of a rifle, and then just the fucking barrel of a rifle. And each one of them is easily 3 feet fucking long.
That's a cannon.
Now this thing's meant to be fired lying down, and I don't know. Beatrice, are you any good prone?
When I'm sleeping, perhaps.
Okay, well, here, hold on a sec. I think I might got something for you. Here, you. He points at Mora. Ravel.
Obviously.
All right. Well, shit.
I know how to operate firearms if you need somebody to operate it.
It's not about operating the firearm. It's about bracing it. Here, Cliff, right?
Yeah?
Come here, big fella.
Okay.
And he's like, I need you to sit. Take a seat, because you're too damn tall, frankly.
Cliff will sit.
And he grabs, he like rummages in his chest, in the chest he's got in the wagon. And he's tossing doohickeys and tchotchkes out, and he goes, "Put these on." And he and like a pair of earmuffs bounce off your head.
I was about to say, this man had better be getting some ear protection because he is about to have his skull rocked.
He
by
just catches it and
overpressure.
then puts them on. Just,
And then he walks over, and it looks like it kind of looks like one half of those shoulder pads that come, or the shoulder braces that comes down when you're in like a roller coaster.
Oh boy.
And he straps it across your chest, and like, and there's like a hook in it that'll actually hook onto the end of the cannon, or on like the lower assembly of the cannon. And he goes, all right, Beatrice, you want to fire this thing?
She eyes it very warily and then looks around the general surroundings. Like,
I call her Lion's Roar.
Yes, it is the roaring part that I am most uneasy about.
Why? You already have the cannon.
I mean, I don't want to attract any attention while doing weapon testing.
Listen, I don't mean to brag, but this sucker could kill a building.
But a building is not alive. You cannot kill something that is neither dead, that is neither living or undead. You cannot kill it. That makes no sense. You make no sense.
It's a figure of speech.
Hmm. Very well. I shall give it a single shot. And if it is too loud, then there will be no more weapon testing this evening.
That's
Am I
okay.
clearly
I'm gonna cut the two.
understood?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he
shall
he
go
shows
ahead
you
and
how to
roll.
he shows you how to put it together. There's like huge cotter pins that kind of hold each part of the assembly, and then the barrel of the cannon itself actually like interlocks with the upper assembly. Give me 1 second. I just got a text from a customer.
I like how my heavy ass is just the counterweight.
Well, I apologize in advance for damages to be sustained. I do sincerely apologize.
I'll be fine.
You have a healer.
What's funny is I think both me and Beatrice ignore the loading property of firearms.
I know I do.
Shoots, monsters there. It's immediately reloaded.
Yep. Advantage of being a gunslinger.
Yep. Mine is just via my race.
Yep. It's your gift.
Yep. I'm a gift to everything.
God.
Alrighty.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Yeah. By the way, the the hammer dealt 3d10 damage,
Damn.
and then pulling the lever increases the damage dealt by that attack by another 3d10.
Jeez. So total
So
that's
it just
60
straight up. It's straight up. Well, no, I mean it means that you can combine that with a crit to go from 6 to 12 d10.
Huh. I
But
like it.
you swing with it at disadvantage.
Because it's heavy.
So, yeah, because it's heavy.
That's fine.
Speaking of, wearing that brace actually gives Beatrice the help or has Cliff give Beatrice the help action, so it counters out her disadvantage for using a weapon that's really fucking big.
Yep, but it already has the disadvantage of then requiring 2 people to operate. Yay.
Yep.
Not a situation she wants to find herself in ever. 'Cause that's just asking for trouble.
Oh yeah. So,
Well, this is the prototype version.
yeah, Izrin wanders out. He heads out about 800 feet away You can't see him at all in this low light. Not, frankly, neither of you can until you see him light like a lantern and set it on a rock. And then you hear as he runs back, and it takes him some time. He's got short legs. Anyway, he goes, "All right, now, you're familiar with breech loading, right, Beatrice?"
It was one of the things I had to learn, but yes, I am familiar with breach and bolt.
Gotcha. All right. Well, this thing's a little bit like a little bit of both, actually. And he takes the shell. It's not a bullet. It's a shell. It's about 3 inches in diameter. So it would be a 3. that'd be its cat. Anyway, and he like the stock or the lower assembly sort of like there's like a lever that you lift up and it pops the lower assembly down, and then you just load the shell into the back of the rifle and then slam down on that handle, and the whole thing pops up and snaps into place. Then what you need to do is push forward on it, and that moves the shell into the firing chamber. Now you're ready to shoot. Now, he also hands you some ear pro and takes a few steps back.
He already has tinnitus. He'll be fine.
She readies herself and she gets her breathing under control, levels her sight.
As you grab like right before you get your sight picture, like as you hold on to the weapon, it feels like it's growling right up until you get your sight picture, and then it stops moving.
I brace for impact.
Test firing! Test firing! Danger downrange! And she gives the trigger a light little tug.
All right. For a brief instant, night turns to day as the muzzle flash as the muzzle flash basically shoots out nearly 15 feet in front of the barrel. It kicks like a mule, and let's just say that if Cliff wasn't there to brace it, and if you didn't have a 17 strength and be as large as you are, it would have knocked you like on the ground.
Yeah.
So
Yes, Ruff.
go ahead and roll an attack roll.
Just a regular attack roll because it's the disadvantage has been negated.
Steve.
I don't have the modifier for this thing, but whatever.
It's Dex. It's Dex to fire it.
Okay. So that means it'll be a plus a 15, basically.
Sure.
I didn't have any modifier. I just rolled a d20.
So an 18 plus 15 is 33.
All right. So the round turns as the round strikes, it's a 3-inch solid brass slug. So as you fire it, or sorry, not brass, copper. So the round passes through the barrel, the heat of the explosion shape charges the round, basically shapes the round into like a teardrop, and then hurtles through the air. It you see it obliterate the lantern,
Okay.
and then the the shockwave from the shell itself actually carries the flames of the exploding lantern through the air, and you can see the round basically pulls a tree behind it inside out
Die.
before sinking into the canyon wall behind it.
Oh. I see.
And there is a ringing in your ears,
Glorious.
even with the ear grow. Yes. For now, at least for the next few seconds, you have disadvantage on perception checks that involve hearing, but that only lasts a minute. Attacks with the lion's roar are a line attack. With a pool of dice. 12d6 dice. So every time you hit something, it either goes through it or it gets stopped by it if it manages to soak all the damage.
Understood.
Collateral from
So
hell.
basically, yeah. And you still need to make an attack roll. It just potentially hits everything in a 800-foot line.
Gotcha. Well, after giving her head a good shake, she She takes her hand off the. Um, she goes ahead. She lets the gun come to a rest. She just kind of looks at the gigantic rot line of destruction going through the clearing and
Yeah, I
out
mean the
800
grass,
feet.
like, yeah, the grass, like, well, I mean, it stops. It stopped about. It stopped about 800 feet away in a wall. In a wall. But like the only destruction that you can see is like the little bit of oil that's burning like way off in the distance, and then the grass that is kind of on fire in front of the muzzle brake.
That's
So
just
what'd you
like,
think?
Exactly. I'm sorry, one more time. I could not hear you. My ears are still ringing.
Ah, that's the sound of devastating firepower. Glad you like it.
I did not say that. I would not go so far as to claim that I like it. It is perhaps only really reasonable as a first volley sort of option against something that is not expecting us or expecting to be attacked.
Yeah, yeah,
Beyond
pretty
that,
much.
beyond that, I cannot say whether this is very practical. Perhaps it has military applications, but I'll keep at it, I guess.
Well, all right then. It's always good to hear what potential customers might think about products. Let me
yeah.
get back to. Let me get back. Let me take this one back to the old drawing board. Let's see. So we're looking at ease of access, reliability in the middle of a fight.
That was
Certainly,
fun.
it would benefit if it were perhaps able to be wielded by only one person. I realize that would reduce the size of the caliber, but perhaps that is not a bad thing. Perhaps a middle ground. Oh, and maybe perhaps something that does not let everything in the entirety of creation know where we are at any given time.
If everybody's deaf, no one can hear where you are. But I see your point.
I might have a thing to help with that. Oh wait, no,
Sorry,
that's light,
shadow.
not sound.
Well, no, you can also cast silence, if I recall correctly, as a way of shadow monk.
That's what I'm looking at. I'm trying to see if I
Sam.
can. Nope, not as the
Sam.
2024 one.
Sam,
Oh,
the
that sucks. Oh, you should have gone with the old one because they could do silence.
Minor
hey
illusion.
DM,
What's up?
Minor illusion.
do you mind if 2014 2024 get mixed? You care if a shadow monk? Do you care if a shadow monk can cast silence?
Usually costs a key point to do, last I checked. Was it 1 or 2?
I think
I mean,
it's
I'm
one.
not gonna come. Look, I already when I told you guys about this campaign, I was like, this is gonna be in no way balanced.
All right,
So go for it.
pop off, King. Meanwhile, Beatrice, you get hand some onion soup.
Manage spells. Add silence to my spell list. Oh wait, never mind.
Just mark it and take a key point.
I'll put it down in my notes.
Good place.
Who would like some
Eh.
stew? It's onions, so
Much appreciated. I am going to go somewhere and wait until my head stops spinning and I am able to properly hear the words once more. So,
do you need some help? I could
no,
maybe
Which
do
only takes
that.
about a minute.
it is fine.
Everyone who isn't busy gets handed the onion stew.
I
I
would
mean, there's a
say
lot
if
more
I
than
am
that.
distracted.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah, but we're starting with the stew. Wait, I'm dumb. I always have my soup before the meal.
It's
Or
a
is it
part
the
of the
other way
meal.
around?
Usually you start
Usually
with
it's
like a
before.
I eat my salad
Super
after.
salad.
I eat my soup before the meal, but I eat my salad after.
That's the unusual part, as normally salad comes um,
Kind of
before or during.
simultaneous or shortly before, yeah.
I always found it like it's a good. What's the word for it? It's
Palate cleanser?
refreshing after the meal.
Palate cleanser.
That's the word.
Dessert.
And amuse bouche.
Wait, Among Us?
Mm-hmm. So, anyway, that's not really. Oh,
Keep going.
I was gonna ask if anybody needed to do a bathroom break.
yeah, I gotta handle something real quick. I'm sorry. This person is just not getting the message.
And what would be the
It's
message?
okay.
The message is that I am not available on Thanksgiving. What are they talking about? Anyway,
Go deal with that and bathroom break it.
Short bathroom break.
Mm. Bathroom break for everybody.
Alright. Unmute my mic.
Meanwhile,
Everybody
let's
behave.
talk about war crimes.
I'll try not to fall asleep.
That
Are
is the
you getting
opposite of
sleepy?
behaving.
What?
Gravel, did you get good sleep?
When?
Like we've asked before Tuesday, get rest.
Oh.
Have you been doing that?
I
You
believe
have.
from the somewhat surprised and questioning tone, we should assume that Ravel was not aware of the fact that Ravel was supposed to get adequate rest before this.
I forgot that I had to
We,
get a nap.
we spent like 2 hours last Tuesday about it.
Yeah, that
It's
was like a week ago.
yeah,
It's
it's eh, you really shouldn't be forgetting things after only a week, but you know, it's okay. We still
Yeah,
love you, but also just be sure to let us know when you're getting super tired, okay?
No, I'm fine.
the
Mhm.
defining trait of the machine call explorators in Dawn of War
What are you
is you
talking
have to
about?
build the listening posts in order for your machines to work.
What?
They're he's reading unit descriptions from something.
The
From some
robots
from, yeah, from some
the robots need power. Without it, they shut off.
That's true. I can confirm.
I suck at RTS games.
I love RTS games. Love them, love them, love them.
I love them. I suck at them.
I'm
The
slow in the
servitors.
I'm slow in the beginning of most RTSs, but usually I like to play I like to play builder style, where I just like build up a wall around my base, and I'll
You would
use as much of like the natural map as I can to uh to secure it. So
you
yeah,
would like either using the Tau Empire or the Imperial Fist, which can just sit in a spot, accrue resources, and then come out like an unstoppable force.
basically yeah. Or if I'm able to use like special powers or like ultimate weapons or something uh that I can wield from my base, that's what I'll do.
You can be the ultimate life form.
I just I turtle, and then once I get to it, I just get myself a storm surge and just blow everything up.
Sounds about right. Like in Command and Conquer General's 0 hour, I would build basically like a wall of bunkers and defense towers and stuff. And then
I
I would just build I would build my weapons of mass destruction, like my nukes,
I'll
way,
be
way, way, way back by my base, and I would just amass a huge number of them.
I'm trying to train myself to play more aggressive armies.
Hmm. I see, I see.
I I like defensive armies, but I don't want to get too settled in them. So I've been using the Farsight Enclaves, which is a completely aggressive version of the Tau,
I see, I see, I see.
where they can literally drop units in from anywhere. Or Tyranids.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be fun.
What's gonna happen tomorrow?
Gamma's debut tomorrow at around noon. I'm supposed to play. I'm supposed to play a little bit of Baldur's Gate with her.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bald.
Provided she hasn't changed that part of the schedule.
do you have your steampunk look ready?
Currently working on it as we speak.
Cool.
Hello,
I love how
everybody.
Gamma
Waiting.
just made
How's it going?
everyone make fucking steampunk versions of themselves.
I'll do it.
Well, because we wanted to be able to follow the theme. It's like when you're invited to a costume party that has a particular theme.
Never been to a costume party.
Really? You're missing out.
I never really go to parties.
Yeah.
What's a party?
I've been around long enough that I've gotten my fair share of party invites.
I don't usually get party invites.
I don't get them anymore. It's been a while.
I just e-beg Jiraki for pictures of Bravigi.
What do you? I don't have any art of Bravigi. I'm sorry.
You have one.
One.
You got one for free.
For free?
Yeah.
Okay, I just say I
What?
don't have a lot of art for Bravigi.
The point is, I figured out Bravigi is a Tumblr sexy man.
What?
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is supposed to mean.
Well, you know Tumblr?
You know Tumblr.
Isn't it kind of dead?
It's
Maybe.
still around. It's just not as popular
Horny
as it
is
used to
mustard.
be. Yeah.
All right.
Not as popular, i.e., horny. So, yeah.
Who knows what a Tumblr sexy man is?
I'm
Like
familiar.
Sans Undertale?
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Ravigi is a Tumblr sexy man.
That's a weird way of putting it.
I don't know what this means, if it's a compliment or not.
It's not an insult, I'll say that much. It's not an insult, but also it's not something to aspire to be.
It's cringe. Just call it what it is.
It's cringe.
More than a little bit, yeah.
The worst
Where's my-
offense of O.
Yeah, like where's my slime bikini?
Ah, fuck.
The motivation just needs to hit me, sorry. Work's been kind of kicking my ass recently.
Don't worry about it.
Alright, everybody back?
I am back, yes.
It would
In
seem so.
theory.
I also came back with food.
Hey.
Nice.
I have potatoes.
I have 3 tacos and potato olays.
Is it potatoes or potatoes?
They're
Tomatoes
basically
or
just like
tomatoes.
flat tater tots is what they are.
So dinner is served. And the night is pretty peaceful. Not much in the way of disturbances, though there is a drunken argument at about 1 in the morning.
Cliff will get up and go see what the hell that's all about.
Hmm.
Same.
After listening for a few minutes, it's just talking about which it's a couple of gnomes just having a alcohol fueled argument over implementation of magical theory, whether evocation or transmutation has more useful applications in mining. Just
Cliff's gotta
pretty
look at
banal
both of
stuff.
them and be like, well, neither of you
Literally,
can test your theories if you're both dead from something hearing you in this forest.
just
Gonna shut
without
'em off.
without a word, Beatrice just goes over, picks them both up by the scruffs of their necks, and just takes them back over to tents, throws them in. Doesn't even care if those are their tents or not. Just throws them in and goes, sleep it off. Do not continue your fighting. And if you decide to have another magical theory debate, do it in under the light of the sun. Alright? Not when others are trying to sleep.
Yeah, that cools him off.
No other disturbances in the night.
I'll go back to bed.
I'm still playing my flute outside, so maybe.
Even at night?
The night
A little bit. At 1 a.m., certainly.
the night passes pretty peacefully. And soon you guys are greeted by a sheen of morning dew forming on the outsides of the tents and the coverings for the wagons. As daybreak uh, crests over the mountain range behind you. And we got a little bit of a situation. Tybalt says as he approaches you guys. He goes, "Now I'm not entirely sure what the best method for getting us down this cliffside would be. We don't have any heavy equipment or heavy like any cranes or nothing."
It is certainly more than just a few big and burly people can possibly pick up and carry down.
No, I don't imagine that would be feasible, or at
We
least
will have
practical
to,
anyway.
no, we will have to find some alternate way down. More
Right.
level terrain.
Lower it with rope?
That'd be
We
a lot
might
of
be
rope.
able to. We might be able to lower it lower them on ropes, but that'd take a real long time.
Perhaps
So, but
going forward and scouting an alternate path down that may allow us to actually simply drive the wagon and all of the bits and bobs without having to try and carry it down or lower it with ropes.
yeah, that might be a good idea. Would you guys be willing to do that for us?
Ah,
You can consider it your first job for the company.
a sharp look from Beatrice as she's biting back the urge to reiterate that she does not work for the company. But she will go ahead and she'll bite it back for now and just simply go, I will be back. I will go ahead and do my best to survey the surroundings and find a better path.
Well, all right.
Going out there alone.
Thank you.
Cliff says as he gets up.
All right. Anyone who wishes to join me and perhaps maybe make my search a little bit faster, you are more than free. As she looks to the party.
Oh, I'm more than willing to go with you.
A wary stare.
Puddle and bones.
Uh, you will be walking on your own, just so you know.
Alright, alright.
All
Once
right.
Blue puddle and bones.
I, okay, taps it with her hoof.
Shudder. There's once again. The blue substance clings back onto the bones. Is it morning already?
Yes, it is morning once again.
Come on, Bones, wakey wakey.
We gotta look for a way down.
Indeed.
Alright.
Uh, let us be on our way. And
After a few
Go ahead.
after a few hours of searching, you guys do manage to find it. It looks to be wide enough for one of the wagons. It's at least wide enough for Cliff and Beatrice to travel down this pathway together. It's kind of steep and more than a little rocky, but it does seem to be like an old goat path that sort of winds down along the side of the canyon wall.
Would it qualify as difficult terrain? Just curious.
Not on foot. However, it would be considered difficult terrain for the wagons.
So they'll move half speed. Okay.
But they're at least moving down.
Yeah, but they're forced to move at half speed, and we didn't have to do a survival check to find this. So that means this just raises all my mental flags. Okay. Sure.
Perception check.
Sure, go ahead and roll it for me.
I will cast a. Wow, that is a. Holy shit. The frames for the dice. I was also gonna cast a guidance. What is up with fucking?
Do you have hardware
D&D Beyond?
acceleration and stuff on? Because sometimes that affects the frame rate.
Probably I didn't put it. Anywho, 15 plus 2, 17.
Further on down the pathway, you see bleached bones and shredded remains. Laying on the path and sort of scattered down the side of the cliff.
Do they
Ooh,
look like they're falling
skeletons.
from the cliff, or
Yeah, I mean, based on how they're like spread out, it's like it's like they were dropped from a height and like some of them bounced or fell off the pathway.
silently Sammy puts up a halt signal? And if anyone knows common sign language, they direct attention up into the sky and then to the bones.
Cliff will look up after stopping.
Sammy knows sign language.
So does Cliff.
So yeah.
Above the pathway, you guys see like alcoves sort of carved into the side of the cliff face. Each of them about the size of an ogre.
That's an oddly specific measurement.
I mean, they're just
Beatrice
like
is
they're like bigger than you guys. Bigger than
Beatrice
you and
is
Cliff.
Beatrice is gonna go ahead and pull out her gun. She's gonna have it at the ready. Does not want to get caught unawares.
I'll just try and direct everyone silently as we can possibly be along the path until we pass by what I'm assuming these have to be nests of some sort.
Yeah.
Be very, very careful.
Would that be stealth checks?
Yes, please.
I would also like to guidance my stealth.
I'll roll a stealth check. God damn.
24.
27.
I also rolled 24.
I got a 19 on the die. Holy shit.
God, that natural 20.
Hold on. Did it roll a disadvantage? No, it did not.
I'm not even proficient in stealth.
Hold on, let me roll again. I got a
I'm just
14
giggling
first
at the
roll.
fact that Cliff, this giant fucking hippo, just suddenly disappears from view.
God.
Hey, I mean it's almost like my bugbear. It's almost like my bugbear character. Um, Emka. She, big, huge, woolly bugbear had like a
11.
plus had like a plus 12 to stealth.
It's so funny
Hold
to
on.
just imagine too, though. I'm just
So that's
where
11
did the 8-foot person go?
plus 4, 15 stealth with disadvantage.
What'd you roll?
Stealth.
Yeah, what was your result?
15.
11. 11 plus 4, 15.
Okay. Sammy, as you and the party approach the as you and the party advance further down the rocky pathway, you guys hear scrabbling from inside the alcoves as one of like it looks like a it looks like a large gargoyle with 4 arms, smaller than the one you guys saw when you first arrived here, with cracks in its rocky surface, and a soft green light glowing sort of within it as it pulls itself out of like the canyon wall and kind of clambers down the sides. You see one and then 2 more as the sunlight hits the rising sun sort of casts light into the alcoves, and then another trio of them waking up as uh, as you guys get closer. And I think we're actually gonna call it there for the night,
No.
just because I want to take the time to set up a proper battle map.
I gotcha.
Okay.
Alright.
You know what it's time for then?
What?
Time to tell Ravel they should use this time to sleep.
That's
Nonsense.
true. That's true.
It's time for Ravel to go to bed.
It's adventure time. You don't understand.
Ravel, if I need to, I will set up a reminder every Monday to make sure you get a nap in before Tuesday.
I mean, I
You
do
gotta.
sleep from Monday to Tuesday, believe it or not.
Yeah, but we want you awake for games.
I
Speaking
imagine
of,
this is us just going across the canyon, be like.
I'm way more tired than I realized I was. I'm gonna let you guys go.
That's alright. It happens.
Yep.
Let's.
Good night.
Night
Alrighty.
night. Have a good one.
Night.
No.
I guess I can share the idea. So,
Share the idea.
I'm gonna deafen real quick.
all right.
Okay.
I'm free.
The frog god. I'm free. Alright, guys. It was a shorter session tonight, but sometimes it happens. We will be doing more D&D tomorrow. And then after that, there's a fun thing that I got recently that I will be hopefully doing on stream with some friends. But for now, we are going to go out and raid, see what people are up to. I thank you all who came out to watch. It's been awesome having you. Let us see who our raid target's going to be. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, I should not have had that energy drink. It's been making me hiccup and burp. Who do I want to raid? A lot of people are playing the game that I might be wanting to play on Thursday. You know, I haven't raided them in a while. We're gonna say hello to Els the Slime Lady, or Slime Girl. She is playing, it looks like TCG Simulator. Voff is on D. Oh, Voff's on DS2. Nice. How do you spell Voff's thing? It's like Commander Voff, isn't it? Let me check. Oh, Chronicler Voff. Got it. Why did I think it was something that wasn't? Bear with me, guys. I'm just trying to make sure I spell this right. We'll say hi to Voff. Thank you all who came out to watch. I appreciate it. You're all amazing. Stay awesome. And of course, thank you all who came out to watch. I appreciate it. I'm just gonna mute that. Stay awesome. And until next time, bye bye!